Hello everyone, Jolene here from Bookworm Adventure Girl. Welcome to another Tag Tuesday. I hope that you are all doing well. This is where I talk about the books that I'm reading. I like to read diverse books and I highlight a lot of Canadian literature. If you are new, thank you so much for checking out my channel. Please hit subscribe and stick around. It has been a long time since I've done a tag, and today I am going to be doing the 10 Untouched books tag. So the original tag was created by Reiner at Rainier Books, and I was kindly tagged by Michael from Romeo Talks Books. And both of these channels, they're two channels that I've been following for a long time. I will leave links below to both of their channels and also to their tag videos. So if you don't already follow them, they're good channels to check out and see if you're interested. So there is only one prompt for this tag, which made it a little easier. So the prompt is to present 10 books from your shelves that have been there at least a year or more, unread, obviously. So Reiner says that this is about creating awareness to read from your shelves, which it did do that for me. It enhances sustainability and maybe even saves some bucks, which is good. So I kind of laughed because I have so many books that have been on my shelves for over a year or two, like most of the books that I haven't read, that's the case. So I decided to go back to the beginning of when I first started using Goodreads. So I started using Goodreads back in 2008, and what I did is I chose 5 books from 2008 and 5 books that I put on my TBR in 2009. So all of these books are still books that I really, really want to read, and obviously I haven't. But the thing is that some of them are even older than that because they had been on my shelf for a long time. So that's always interesting. I tried to grab most of these. As you know, since the move, I still haven't put all of my books on shelves. It's getting better. But I have most of them. So here we go. Okay, so starting in 2008, I have Hearts in Atlantis by Stephen King. I know nothing about this book. But I remember watching the movie. Like, that seems forever ago, and I couldn't tell you anything about the movie, except that I remember Anthony Hopkins was in it, and I remember Little Boy or something, but I was actually surprised that the book is really 5 interconnected stories. I don't know if that was in the movie, like I don't know how it was in the movie, but so it's set from 1960 to 1999, and basically the connection is to the Vietnam War. And this is a huge book. So I think that might be one of the reasons that I just haven't picked it up. But of course, I still really want to, and I will. Speaking of big books, this next book is also a chunky. It's, I think, close to 1,000 pages, if not, yes. It's Four Fires by Bryce Courtenay. I have so many books by Bryce Courtenay, and really all of them could be on this list. This one has been on my radar a very long time. I've heard really good things about it. And this is about an Australian family, the Maloney's. And there's the mother, the father, 3 boys, 2 girls, and a granddaughter. And each of their lives is changed by the 4 fires, which are passion, religion, warfare, and then fire itself. So I've heard, like I said, really good things. I would like to read it. It has a very high rating on Goodreads, but it is a commitment, to read 1,000 pages. So we'll see. Next up is a classic. I didn't grab this one. It's 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. And this is also a book that I don't know much about this, other than I know that it's revered in the literary world. And I was actually surprised when I was just looking it up that it has some fantasy or magical realism. Some of those elements are in it, and I wasn't expecting that. So it is about a mythical town called Macondo, I think it is. And we learn about it through the Buendia family. And I'm really intrigued. And reading Gabriel Garcia Marquez, it seems like something that I should do. And I haven't done it yet. Oh, the next one I don't have either. It's A Map of the World by Jane Hamilton. And this was published in 1992. It has probably been on my shelf since 1992. So the main character in this is Alice Goodwin. And Alice's family has kind of taken over this dairy farm in a small town in the US. And the people in town see them as hippies. Alice really wants like the perfect family and wants to fit in, but things really aren't turning out that way. And then tragedy strikes and Alice becomes a scapegoat. And this has obviously been on my TBR for so long. And I actually have a couple of Jane Hamilton's books, and she's written several. So I'm hoping that I will like her, and I'll get through some of these books. So another book that I had been meaning to read forever, and I keep putting it aside, is A Child Called It by Dave Pelzer. This was published in 1995, and it got a lot of buzz because it is a true story. It's a memoir of one of the most severe child abuse cases, excuse you, Jax, in Californian history, at least at the time. So this is also the first of a series of books that Dave Pelzer wrote, which basically chronicled his life, growing up and then as a man, and how the abuse has affected him. So I think I've always known that this will be a tough read, like in terms of the topic, but I do still want to read it. So I will have to do that. So now for the 2009 books, I have The Master Butcher's Singing Club by Louise Erdrich. This book came out in 2003. I remember picking it up. It was like a bargain book. And it was very random. I had no idea at the time who Louise Erdrich was. But I thought that the title was interesting, and it sounded like something, that I would enjoy. So, here we are in 2025, and I have yet to read it. So, this is about a man who returns to his village in Germany after World War I, and he marries his best friend's pregnant widow after the friend was killed in action. So they make their way to the US, and they settle in North Dakota. And eventually, this new life that they have been building for themselves, it collides with the old world through a character, his wife's new friend. So I'm looking forward to reading this because I've only read one other Louise Erdrich so far, and yeah, I definitely want to read more, and this one has been on my shelf for a very long time. Next up is a debut that was first published in 2001, and it's River Thieves by Michael Crummey. So this book is set in Newfoundland, as I believe all of Michael Crummey's books are from Newfoundland. That's where he's from. It is a historical fiction, and in this story he tells how the Beothuk people were exterminated. So I think that this is going to be another, obviously difficult topic. But in this case, I don't know much about this specifically. So it's an opportunity to learn some Canadian history, even if it isn't, putting us in the best light of our history. I'm definitely interested in checking it out. Okay, next is another true story, and it's Lazarus and the Hurricane by Sam Chaiton and Terry Swinton. This was originally published in 1991. I became aware of this story, the story of the boxer Reuben Hurricane Carter, because of the movie. And the movie was called, I think, just Hurricane. And it came out in 1999 starring Denzel Washington. So probably when I saw the movie, I either saw that it was based on a book, or I was just intrigued by the story itself, like enough that I would look into it more. So if you don't know anything about this story or about Reuben Carter, he was a boxer who was wrongfully accused of murdering 3 people at a bar in New Jersey. And Carter and another man were sentenced to prison for 3 life terms, like 3 life sentences. So the interesting part to me, I mean, besides that, is who helped Reuben Carter get free and the connection to Canada. So I think it's pretty cool. And even though I know the story and I kind of, I already know about this, but I still want to read the book and just see how it goes. Okay, I have 2 more here. The Girls by Laurie Lansens. I love Laurie Lansens. I have read 3 or 4 of her books and really enjoyed them, but I still have a couple others sitting on my shelf, The Girls being one of them. This is about, I can't believe I haven't read this. This is about Rose and Ruby, and they are conjoined twins, and since their birth, they've been known just as the Girls. They are now close to 30, and they are history's oldest twins that are joined at the head. So one of the sisters is writing her autobiography, and of course that means that it's actually, the story of their life together. And I've never ever read anything about conjoined twins, or like a book like this, especially fiction. So I have a feeling that this is actually going to really pull at the heartstrings, and it definitely moved it up on my TBR. Okay, so the 10th and final untouched book for this tag is The 100 Secret Senses by Amy Tan. This book has been sitting on my shelf since it was published in 1996. So not only have I not read this, but I haven't read any Amy Tan. And I know she has several books. I've always thought that I would love them. So I don't know, why I haven't and what's taking me so long. So this book is also about sisters, Olivia and Quan Lee. And it is about living in 2 different worlds in a way. So each sister tells their own story. Olivia, who is in many ways more American, tells about her decades-long grudge that she has against Quan Lee. And Quan Lee, who in many ways is more Chinese, tells of the splendor and violence of Manchu China. So again, I have a feeling that this is going to be a very moving book. I just need to read it. So these are the 10 of the books on my shelves that have remained untouched for a very long time. Like, many of them have been there since I was in high school or university, so it's been a while, and I'm grateful for Reiner for creating this tag, so it brought these books back to my attention, and I've moved some of them up on the TBR for sure. And thank you to Michael for tagging me. So I'm going to tag a few people as well. I'm going to tag Danny from Danny Dabbles, Caitlin from Bandy's Books, and Michael from his channel, Michael Wurtenberg. So if you are up for sharing 10 books that you haven't read yet, I would love to hear all about them. So please let me know, first, if you've read any of these books and which ones, I shouldn't put off any longer. Are there some that, I should really highlight and read them soon? And then let me know any books that have been sitting on your shelves unread for a long time. I look forward to chatting with you in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and don't forget to make every day an adventure.